Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running the theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess who's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
All caps means you're either panicking or trying to represent yourself in court. Both are mistakes. Your feelings are adorable, but they're not admissible, persuasive, or even interesting without evidence. Yes, Heather hates immunity doctrines. It's a personality trait at this point. You don't need to remind her, she wakes up angry about it. Bring receipts. "No, I heard it from so-and-so." This is quid pro quo, not next door. Screenshots are statutes only. Don't fight each other. Fight the law. It deserves it more. If you're offended, excellent. That means you're awake, paying attention, and probably new here. No diagnosing the host. She's petty, not pathological. And don't diagnose anyone else. Stay in your lane, please and thank you. Do not summon the mods. They're tired, hangry, and may bite when provoked. Disagree loudly if you must. The algorithm eats drama for breakfast. Just keep it cute while you argue wrongfully. If you're taking screenshots of my chat, touch grass, tell your handlers. I said hi and find a hobby that isn't me.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. What a week it's been. It's been a crazy week of content. We're still behind on everything. We have a trial to do that is on day 4 today. We have a Tyler Robinson hearing from 2 days ago. That's 4 hours long. So we're doing the weekly What the Hales document update because there's been a couple of things. And it's time to dispel a couple of rumors and or things that I've heard that may or may not be true. Let's get this out of the way real quick. I don't believe that Jeremy, quote unquote, lied by any means. However, I do believe that when you are a clickbaity kind of person, and you are talking to a bunch of people who may or may not be aware of how the process of things work, people take things and run with them. With that being said, we are going to start with the bankruptcy docs. And we are going to start with the bankruptcy documentation, trustee's application for employment of counsel for Chapter 7 trustee. And no, it is not Randy. And no, according to the documents filed with the court, it has never been Randy. So contrary to what the rumor was or is or whatever, I don't know exactly what Jeremy had said or what Megan and Tug had said or what anybody else had said on their streams. Like I said, I ain't got the time. I don't even have the time to keep up on my own damn content, let alone worry about other people. With that being said, I did look at all the documents last night because someone asked me when I was talking to them about it. And I looked at every single document in the bankruptcy case. And Randy filed for admission as co-counsel on August. Notice of appearance as co-counsel, or Dennis Levine was counsel on August 6th. And then Randy was co-counsel in shortly thereafter. I can't remember the exact date. I did tell it to somebody last night when we were in a conversation, but I can't remember. But he filed as co-counsel for Jeremy. Never was there anything filed about Randy being the trustees. Yeah. With that being said, she has filed for application for employment of counsel. It is not Randy. Is it a good rumor? So many to choose from. Well, I was asked because, and sorry, my go home. My vacuum cleaner decided to randomly start cleaning in the afternoon, and it decided to start cleaning around my desk, which it's not supposed to, because no. Anyway, I'm so done with this BS. Jeremy, unfortunately, isn't going to receive anything from these morons, regardless if he's awarded. They will not pay a dime. They will run. Yeah, well, this is what I'm thinking. So when I was discussing it with someone last night, and I had talked to them about it, my thought process was, well, maybe Randy had talked to her about it, and they had a conversation. And one of my criticisms, for people hate me because I criticize Jeremy, but people on the other side, on the anti-what the Hales side, always tell me that I never criticize Jeremy. So either y'all don't actually pay attention to what I say, or you just talk out of your ass without actually knowing what the hell happens in my streams. But I criticize both sides because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. However, one of my criticisms of Jeremy is that, and this is not limited to Jeremy, this is YouTube wide, is like, I am anti-clickbaity because I'm just not good at it, and it pisses me off when I click on a clickbait title of any streamer or YouTuber in general, and the content of the video is not what the thumbnail led me to believe. I get very annoyed by that. So I'm anti-clickbaity because it annoys me. Well, that being said, with one of my criticisms of Jeremy is he's very clickbaity, which works for him in general. However, when you're dealing with court cases, and a lot of people in the What the Hales camp and the anti-What the Hales camp too, never were trial watchers, never read court documents, don't have any experience with the legal process before this. So when you get very clickbaity and you say something, people take that as gospel. And it might be partly true, but not completely true without context. And I think that's where this rumor started. And that's always been my criticism of clickbaity stuff, is because people take things in the 2020s, people take things out of context. And they think they know the truth and their brain fills in the rest without actually having the knowledge. And y'all can hate me for that. That's my criticism of YouTube wide, not just Jeremy. Jeremy just happens to be one of those people who does it. And yeah, it's just one of those situations of it drives me nuts, especially with court cases, because of the fact that there is so much nuance with court cases, the legal process. There's a reason that lawyers have to go to school as long as they go to school for, because there's a lot to know. And I'm not a lawyer, never claimed to be one. I don't know everything. I don't know a lot. However, I'm realizing that even recognizing that there's nuance with the way things are written and how things work is something that a lot of people don't know or recognize or are willing to admit. And it's one of the things of like, maybe that's how that rumor got started, is and I don't know what was said, but all I know is that I don't think it was a blatant lie like somebody else who will remain a thunder cunt tried to put and spin on her live stream that Jeremy lied. I don't think it was a blatant lie. I think it got twisted because he said a partial truth and people ran with it. Yeah, I can't take the bar and pass it tomorrow. No, I can't. I have a freaking Black's Law dictionary right here and I still can't. I still can't take it. I would be lucky if I could take the CODA exam again tomorrow and pass it. And I passed that in 2014 with what I believe was flying colors. Yeah. So what I understand it to be was that Randy was going to represent the trustee, was what I had heard. Somebody told me that, and I don't watch her because her voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me, the Thunder Cunt, aka Fleesa, aka Fleabag, aka Two Fleas on a Dog, whatever, said that Jeremy lied about that. Well, I'm just telling everybody from a documents perspective that there was never any documentation filed that Randy was ever going to represent the trustee. Ever. What I believe happened was not what Fleesa said, is that Jeremy lied. No, I believe Jeremy said that I believe Jeremy had mentioned something about Randy and the trustee speaking. This is my interpretation based on just devil's advocate. And then people just take that and run with it. And all of a sudden it gets twisted into something it's not. And then here we are. Yeah, Randy was just to be advisor. And I had heard that Randy was going to represent her. I believe that was told to me in my chat a bunch of times. I don't know who said it, and it really is not important. That detail is not important. However, it got back to me as Randy was going to represent her. And other people believed that too, because I had been told that by multiple people in multiple different settings. but I looked at all the documents last night when I was discussing it with someone, and that's never been true as far as the documentations go. Yeah, the not true came from Walrus. Yeah, or Walrus is another nickname for her. I call her Thunder Cunt because when you talk about my child, I'm never going to call you by any name other than something god awful that I would really never call anybody else. So, Randy was not hired by the trustee, not according to the documents in the bankruptcy case. However, she did apply and file an application to hire somebody else, but it is not Randy. So, yeah, he was hired as an investigator. Well, if he was, it's not in the court record. So, he has a team of lawyers. Yeah, well, what I'm saying is Randy and the trustee's relationship has never been established in the court record, which, because the person I was talking to last night wanted information about a specific document, and the document they were looking for doesn't exist. Even though they were told multiple times that this document existed by multiple people, and it does not exist. I'm just telling y'all. Like, that's what I was thinking. It's yes, this is true. This is true. What I'm saying is, according to the court record, which is the only freaking thing that matters. Remember, what the judge sees in relation to this bankruptcy is the only thing that matters. Just saying. So, yeah. And this right here is different than being hired as her counsel, which is what I was heard. Yeah, and that's a separate, yeah. Well, Randy did file as co-counsel on the bankruptcy. So Randy is also representing Jeremy on the co-counsel, not as lead. However, Randy did file as co-counsel. So it just, yeah, this right here too. I'm just saying what is to rumor dispel. Doesn't matter what is talked about on YouTube. Doesn't matter what happens behind closed doors. The only thing that matters in this bankruptcy is what happens in the court record. And I'm telling you to dispel rumors that were literally told to me multiple times by multiple different people. This is the document that matters. You can bet the investigative law firm will be gathering information from Randy's files. Yes, and working together and talking and having conversations and emailing back and forth is different than representing her with the judge. So, and I have the document. I just don't know where I saved it. If I accidentally saved it in the because I literally opened it last night and was reading it last night. I think I screenshot it. Let's see. Whoa. Holy screenshots. Have to go back to open a new tab. We're going to stop sharing that for just a second. And here is the document I screenshotted. Document 28, filed 8/14. Notice of appearance is co-counsel. So this is co-counsel in the bankruptcy. Just so we're aware that Randy is co-counsel for Jeremy, does not represent the trustee at all, has never represented the trustee. So I'm really I'm opening up my chat real quick. There we go. Now getting to this document. And Devil Fan, I am not lost. I am trying to dispel rumors that were told to me while looking at chat and looking for the document that I was trying to show you. All right. Trustee's application for employment of co-counsel for Chapter 7 trustee. Teresa Bender, by and through undersigned counsel, files his application for authority pursuant to 11 U.S. Code. Nobody cares about the statutes. Applicant is the Chapter 7 trustee herein and wishes to employ. I have the redaction on, so if I don't undo it. There we go. Kevin Forth, this guy. I'm gonna butcher that last name, so you know. And Osley McMullen Law Firm has counsel for the Chapter 7 trustee. Professional services to be rendered for which it is desired to retain counsel are identifiable viable claims and assets of the estate, and to assist in the liquidation of certain estate assets, whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not, and or pursue actions to collect, recover, and liquidate assets of the estate for distribution to creditors. Counsel has the right to withdraw or to decline representation to recover any assets to which the estate may lay claim after conducting their own analysis and advisement to the trustee. Yes, never confuse looking lost with determined investigative facial expressions. We're just going to turn comments off. There we go. The compensation, yes, and Devil Fan, it was me, because you got me annoyed. And I will be, when I'm trying to explain something and show people stuff and dispel rumors, what I've literally been told and what I've been told that's not true, and I'm trying to dispel rumors based on the court record. It's very annoying when people try to correct me about the court record when I'm literally looking at the damn court record. It's just kind of like, hey Joe, how are you? Yeah, I agree. It's best to bring in a third party with no affiliation with the case outside of the bankruptcy issue. Anything or anyone else who ties to the case would be considered biased, and that's what I believe. Yeah. Compensation terms of employment are set forth in greater detail in the engagement agreement, which is attached as Exhibit A, but generally applies as follows. Fees in this case will be charged 40% contingency fee based on the gross amount of all funds or assets collected. The thing that makes me laugh about this is like they actually have anything. It's just funny. And Debbie Baker, thank you so much for the 10 Squid Pro Quo memberships. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. You are always amazing. Always amazing. Yeah, those are deep in thought expressions. Yeah, it's the expression of, I saw this document less than 12 hours ago. Where the hell did I put it? And when you have no less than, let's see, 5 cases in just with these people alone, all of Lips's, then you have all the NTSB stuff. You have cases in Georgia, Kentucky. You have Mia Bailey. You have Michigan cases, Mississippi cases, Nebraska, Sarah Boone, South Carolina cases, Tennessee cases in Texas, Utah, and Wisconsin. Yeah, you did. It gets a little lost and confused, which is why I label things in certain ways, because and Buck Naked, thanks for the $2 super chat. Spud, love you. I am a petty potato. It depends on if they can connect Fleesa to Michelle and how much of those donations Fleesa has left. Yeah. 40% contingency based on the gross amount of all funds or assets collected, i.e. brought into the estate for administration, or 2, the proceeds from the liquidation of assets for the benefit of the estate, whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not, as a result, in whole or in part, of Osley McMullen's efforts, whether by judgment, order, award, settlement, private sale, auction, or the like. The value of the property brought in to the bankruptcy estate or liquidated is based upon the gross amount of money recovered, regardless of any prior offers to pay you or any prior efforts by you or your representatives. Such claim shall be subject to approval by the bankruptcy court. Yes, Randy is co-counsel representing Jeremy as of August 14th of 2025. Oh my goodness, Debbie Baker, I hope you feel better. And thank you for the $25 Cash App. You were amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, and to the person who sent the little something from the Amazon list, that LED light thing, she absolutely loves it and has not stopped playing with it since she got it, which is amazing because it has kept her off technology. Yes. Oh. Is someone going to say it? If not, I'll have to. Peruvian party powder is expensive. If there ain't no money left. Or Colombian Bam Bam, as the dad in Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights said. Or Booger Sugar. Because under Flea's own words, she cannot spend money on anything outside of the barno. When push comes to shove, she spends money on taxes and lawyers, but not blueprints. It's just weird. There's a few things, and that's why I try to be so transparent with you guys, is some people get mad at me for being transparent with you guys, but it's like, I've seen that, and I don't ever want to be like that. But it's like, money is something that you just don't. Money tears families apart. Money tears friends apart. Like, money is something that it's just, and that's why you just stay grateful. And I think part of my problem with Fleesa, besides the obvious, is that she seems entitled. Like, she's entitled to other people's money. She's entitled to super chats. She's entitled to cash apps from people. As a YouTuber, you're not entitled to shit. You're not entitled to anybody else's money unless they, like, her bitching about how many super chats she didn't get in a 4-hour stream. Like, girl, be humble. Be grateful for people that give you shit that when they don't have to. Like, there's a reason. There is a reason that people like, you got to stay humble. Because when you start expecting stuff, I just don't like the entitlement that she shows is like, oh, you're not entitled to anybody else's money, especially when you are claiming that it's to raise money for somebody else. And speaking of being grateful, Benny, thank you for the gifted 10 Squid Pro Quo memberships. I appreciate you guys. And I still have to put up the community post for this month. I'm so behind. I'm always behind. I feel like I'm drowning 95% of the time. But there will be a members only post, hopefully today after I'm done with this stream. I will put it up. It's any of the cases that we are covering. We always do, or this year I'm doing a members only or post at the beginning of the month and a members only at the end of the month. And we can see how your comments aged, what your predictions were on any of the cases we're covering. Hales, not Hales, because we are covering a lot of other things besides Hales. Including yesterday, God forbid, thanks for the people who stuck it out with me yesterday with that god-awful expert in the Lake and Riley case. God, holy crap. And Ricky Bobby, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Malin, what was the, who is Heather? I am Heather. For those of you that don't know, my real name is Heather. On my other channel, I go by my real name, not Squid. And Shelbel P, thanks for the $20 super chat for whatever needed. Thank you very, very much. It is very much appreciated. It's yeah. And Robert Ward for Little's ice cream fund. Oh, she was so mad at me today because I didn't let her have ice cream before lunch. Oh. And Aniyam, thanks for the 10 gifted Squid Pro Quo memberships. You've been gifting memberships all over the place today. No, y'all are awesome. And Tree God, well, you are. No, I'm not entitled to anything. I'm not entitled to anything. Like, you gotta work for what you get. You just don't show up and expect people to give you super chats, and you definitely don't bitch. Oh, somebody only super chatted me $2 instead of 10. No, you be grateful that they gave their hard-earned money to you when all you are doing is sitting your butt behind a computer and talking. Like, you be grateful. I am not entitled to anybody's money, but I am grateful when you guys decide to share your money with me. And DM, thanks for the $10 super chat. Sorry I'm late, Fee. You are awesome. Plans and expectation, reap at this point. There are streams like yesterday. Hey Joe was here the entire stream yesterday. How many super chats did I get yesterday? Like 1, maybe 2. How much did I complain? 0, because you just don't bitch. Like, you just don't complain. Yes. Oh, Ninja Puppy, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. My message here. Do I really have to leave a message? Y'all crack me up. And Squid is also thankful for people's watch time and likes. Yes, very, very much. And Chris, thanks for the 5 quib. You monster, no ice cream. I know, how dare I? She did have a 1-2. So if you aren't aware, in my house, a 1-2 is a Swiss cake roll because that's her dad's treat to himself. I hate them. They're disgusting. But she said one time, she was like, Daddy, I want 1-2. And now it's a 1-2. No, you can't have a 1-2. Like, no, you're not Malin, you are not a dumbass. Stop. Like, yeah. Oh. All right, let's get back to this since I derailed. But I do see, I know I derail because I'm cognitively impaired and I like talking to you guys. So I know I get derailed. So I have derailed merch. Yeah. There's nothing in there for you, baby. There's nothing in there. No. Oh, you want that? You want a nail file? You can have a nail file. Okay. You're welcome. You gonna do your nails? You gonna do mommy's nails too? Just yours? Okay. Well, got a little bit of work to do here, so I don't catch you first. I'll catch it last. Timothy, hugs to you. I hope you were doing okay. I see that you're back to work. Oh no, Tree God. Email me. I got exercises for you. If you're not in PT or OT for those broken ribs and your doctor just said, have a nice day. Good luck to you. I got stuff for you. I was on the rib fracture committee at work. So when I worked in the hospital, I was on a rib fracture committee. So, in addition, costs will be reasonably incurred in connection with such efforts, including funds expended to help preserve potential assets of the estate and or any other professional retained by counsel. Will be reimbursed to counsel after fees. In connection with these professional services, a final fee application will be filed with the court for approval of the fees and costs. A copy of Osley McMullen's engagement agreement with the trustee for which this motion seeks approval is attached as Exhibit A. And hey, heroes, Chris, how are you? All right. Kevin I'm going to mess this up. You'd think taking German in school that I would figure this out, but yeah. NEM, thanks for the $5 super chat. I've been looking at Epstein emails, misspelled a name and found. Yeah. And Rosalind had a really good video yesterday on Epstein, the conspiracy. And I love her deconstructing a non-conspiracy. And to the YouTube overlords, she is not a conspiracy theorist. FYI. But she had a really good video. So and hey, Dad, how are you? Kevin and the attorneys with Osley McMullen are attorneys authorized to practice before the state, federal, and bankruptcy courts in the state of Florida and have experience in civil bankruptcy and legal matters for which the applicant is seeking assistance. In sum, Kevin and the attorneys with Osley McMullen are well qualified to represent applicant. To the best of applicant's knowledge, neither Kevin Every time I see his name, I think Forstall, like the carrier from the 60s, and that's just not it. Or the Osley McMullen law firm represents interest adverse to the Chapter 7 trustee or to this estate in the matter upon which is to be engaged for applicant, and the appointment will be in the best interest of the estate. An affidavit of no conflict is submitted together with this application as Exhibit B on behalf of Kevin Forsthoefel and the Osley McMullen law firm. My German teacher is probably rolling around in her grave like this chick. Me as well. Forsthoefel. Yeah, that's yeah. But try to say that when you're reading an entire sentence. It just does not roll off the tongue. Wherefore, applicant prays for authorization. And this is Exhibit A. Holy, my goodness! Thanks for the Ko-fi, Jeff Grady. Thank you for the two. Oh, I don't even know what to do with that. The $200 Kofi. What? I don't know what's going on here. I don't understand. Oh, thank you, Jeff. You as always are amazing, and I hope you are feeling okay today. Mm. A 7 and 7 rolls off the tongue very well. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Did you take Jeremy and not that Jeremy? Did you take Jeremy and go to the bar? Yeah, my German teacher is probably rolling around in her grave, and I'm assuming she's no longer with us because she was at retirement age when I was in high school, and that was over 20 years ago. So either she's damn near 100 right now, or she's All right. Dear Miss Bender, on behalf of the firm, thank you for engaging Osley McMullen to represent you as legal counsel. It is the policy of the firm to require an engagement letter to avoid misunderstandings as to the scope of our representation and the fees to be charged. This letter will confirm the basis for which the firm will provide you legal services. Reading is hard. He wanted a dry week, but I did go to the bar for dinner and 3. Okay. I'll have to text him because Jeremy wanting a dry week. Not the Jeremy related to this case, but a friend of mine. So I have this new way to support my channel. It's called Ko-fi. It's Kofi. It only takes 5% versus YouTube taking 30%, and it goes through PayPal. So some people have chose to support me on there instead of giving their money to YouTube, because I know that some people despise giving money to Google, which I can understand. And hey, Selena. My stepdad is 84 and still plays ice hockey. I wish I could still play ice hockey. And I feel like I forgot I missed a chat. But okay. I missed something, but English is hard, German is a nightmare. Yeah, I'm not even going to try that. All right. Client scope of representation. And this just looks like a form letter that they fill in the blanks. Our client will be you, Teresa Bender, in your capacity as trustee in the above captioned bankruptcy proceeding will be engaged for the limited purpose of advising and representing you as the trustee, to identify viable claims and assets of the estate, to assist in the liquidation of certain estate assets, and to pursue actions to collect assets of the estate for distribution to creditors. You will be our client for the limited purpose set forth in this paragraph. The firm has the right to withdraw or to decline representation to recover any assets to which the estate may lay claim after the initial analysis and advisement to the trustee. Oh. And Hazel Money Angle, thank you for the 10 quid. Just to support the channel and the treat fund. Thank you so much. Oh. You may limit or expand the scope of our representation from time to time, provided that any substantial expansion must be agreed to by us. All parties specifically recognize and agree that the firm is not in any way responsible or liable for anything other than the limited involvement specified herein. Terms of engagement. Unless previously terminated, our representation will terminate upon our sending you our final statement for services rendered. LP has stated that Jersey been put as a what? Can you repeat that? I'm not understanding you. Can you clarify that? Or was she just odd? Okay. And thank you for the email to the person who just emailed me. I did receive your email. All such documents retained by the firm will be transferred to the person responsible for administering our records retention program for various reasons, including the minimization of unnecessary storage expenses. We reserve the right to destroy or otherwise dispose of any such documents or other materials retained by us within a reasonable time after the termination of engagement. Okay. Jewelry making ownership. Yeah, she'll usually FaceTime, hand me whatever device she FaceTimed on, and walk away. But y'all have seen she's done it with her father too. She will literally FaceTime while he's at work, hand me the phone, and leave. She's more interested in the fact that she knows how to do it. And I think she wants a proof of life over the fact that she actually wants to talk to them. So, hey, Stacy, good to see you. And SMN, how are you? How are you? Oh, yes, Pacer Fund and my tax bill. Because I have to pay my taxes soon. I have to file my taxes. And because I am 1099 and not one job, but two, I have to pay all my taxes. There's an interesting comment. I'm going to leave that one up for just a second so y'all can read that. You're engaging the firm to provide legal services in connection with the matters described above. After completion, your changes may occur in the applicable laws or regulations that could have an impact on your future rights and liabilities. All right, fees and expenses. Yeah, 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes. Yep. Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm here. Our engagement will be a contingency fee basis. We saw this in the motion. Owsley McMullen will have priority administrative expense claim in the amount equal to the sum of 40% of the gross amount of all funds or assets collected and or liquidated for the benefit of the bankruptcy estate. As a result, in whole or part of Owsley McMullen's efforts by whether a judgment, order, award, settlement, private sale, blah, blah, all costs reasonably incurred directly by Owsley McMullen or any professional retained by it. The value of the property brought into the bankruptcy estate or liquidated is based upon the gross amount of money recovered, regardless of any prior offers to pay you or any prior efforts by you or your representatives. Such claims shall be subject to approval by the bankruptcy court. So we are, by way of example, so this is an example. I don't really think they understand who they are messing with, but or who they're dealing with when they're talking about these numbers. But for example, if Owsley McMullen succeeds in collection and or selling of assets of the Preston bankruptcy estate totaling in $200,000 and incurs $10,000 in costs in connection with its efforts, which are approved by bankruptcy court, Owsley McMullen would have a priority administrative expense claim calculated as follows. Total recoveries, $200,000. 20% contingency fee is $40,000. Cost reimbursement is $10,000. Total claim for Owsley McMullen is $50,000. No, I always have to pay something. I always have to pay something. So, like maybe 4 years ago, wouldn't have had to pay anything. But with a prior administration changing limits, yeah, that you got to pay something. Everybody's got to pay something. So But it does say the costs relating to this matter are not predictable. You know. Client responsibilities, you would agree to cooperate fully with us and to provide promptly all information known or available to you or relevant to our representation. You also agree to pay our fees for services and expenses in accordance with paragraph 3 above. Like I said, this seems like a form letter, but if this is standard for this law firm, it's probably standard for a lot. So, it's just, oh no. Pickle Tink, it's so good to see you. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Hey, Squid, I'm late too. I also have some broken ribs too. I was trying to roll over in the bed. I heard at least 2 ribs pop. As a respiratory therapist, I did a lot of CPR and breaking ribs. The first time was hard. Yeah, people don't realize that when you do CPR, if you do CPR correctly on someone, there is a high probability that you will break their ribs. That's how deep you need to push to do CPR. That's why doing CPR on people scares the ever-loving shit out of me. I've only had to initiate it once in my entire career. Yep. But I also, one of the reasons I was on rib fracture committee is I was on a cardiac floor. So we had a lot of fractured ribs. And ergo, we had a lot of people that needed, and rib fracture committee is like not unbelievably like different than normal. You just have extra awareness of what to look for and what to do. So maybe I should do maybe that'll be this week's stream on the other channel is rib fractures and how to not repair rib fractures, but things to do when you have rib fractures to make it easier on yourself. So, Debbie, I heard a thing on Facebook the other day that some people will call me the sweetest and friendliest person, and the other people will call me like the most evil and awful person in the world. And you know what? They're both right. It's all about what was done to me and how I act towards people. But generally, I don't go out of my way to be a butthead because it's just, if the chest opens up like the screen from the thing, it's too much pressure. Oh, Tammy, I gotta fix you real quick. Whoa, shoot. Tammy, we must fix you. Tammy is a mod on my other channel, but she is not a mod here until now. So now you can post links for the other channel. Rib fractures, don't sneeze. Well, there's that too. But sometimes you gotta sneeze, and there are ways to make it a little bit better. And we'll go over that on Sunday. So and Photo Lady, thanks for the $5 super chat. Hi, Squid. I thought Jeremy said that Randy was being retained as counsel for the trustee. What changed? He is co-counsel for Randy, or he's co-counsel for Jeremy. He has never been counsel for the trustee. They might have been speaking and working together and he providing her with information. I don't know. I am not privy to that information. This is just what I believe based on things that have been said. However, he has never actually been her. He has never actually represented her in the court record as her representation. And based on the fact, I was talking to someone last night, and when I was discussing it with them and getting their input on it, I thought, and it was kind of my impression, that maybe it was a conflict of interest thing because Jeremy is representing, or Randy is representing Jeremy, excuse my name mix up. Because Randy is representing Jeremy, him representing the trustee as well, who are two separate entities, trustee, creditor, might be a conflict of interest. maybe. So the fact that in this document, they literally have, in this thing, they have a conflicts. You are aware that the firm represents many other companies, entities. By signing this engagement letter, you acknowledge that Owsley McMullen has disclosed the nature of the actual potential conflict described in this waiver, waives any conflict. And they actually say, in the motion that there is no conflict. So the fact that they mention that there is no conflict makes me once again believe, and this is just my opinion, I could be 100% wrong. This is just my personal opinion based on what I believe, based on what I've seen, and the fact of, like, I had to take an ethics class and ethics courses for my career. Just not exactly like lawyers, but ethics are ethics, you know? That it might just be a conflict. Because I couldn't treat family members. Like, I even had a patient that I could not treat because I went to college with her dad. I went to college with the patient's daughter. There was a patient of mine, or that was on our caseload. He was originally on my caseload. I had to transfer them to another therapist because of the fact that treating them would be a conflict of interest for me because I was personal friends with the daughter. Kind of a conflict of interest and ethical issue. So same thing with when I was on acute care. I had a patient that I treated once, and then when I realized when his daughter came, I went to college with his daughter. I had to give away that patient. I could no longer see that patient because it was a conflict of interest because I was friends with her daughter and his daughter and granddaughters. So it's I think it's good that Shockett's not dual representing. Besides, if he were to find majority or majorly fraudulent acts, they could reduce the impact by calling out the appearance of impropriety. Yeah, and hey, Richard, how are you? And that's the thing. Sometimes it's not always that there is a conflict of interest. It's the appearance of a conflict of interest. And how things appear is sometimes more important than what they actually are. I know that sounds bad, but welcome to life. Hey, I'm Marsh. How are you? Hope everybody is doing well today. Oh my goodness. And we have 244 people here and only 117 likes. Can we get that up to like maybe 200? 200, please? Please. All right. So this is their affidavit. State of Florida, County of Leon. I have no idea where that's at. Obviously, Tallahassee. Duly admitted to practice before state courts in the state of Florida, eligible under the Bankruptcy Code for employment to handle civil matters. And I am skipping over some of this. To my knowledge, Owsley McMullen Law Firm has no business, professional, or other connections during a 1-year period prior and up to the date of this affidavit that would pose an actual or potential conflict of interest with that of the Chapter 7 trustee, the estate, the United States trustee, or any other party in the interest in this proceeding. There it is. They have no conflict of interest. They have no conflict of interest. It's have a good day. I have not shared or agreed to any compensation with any person other than a shareholder, employee, or associate of Owsley McMullen. There's Kevin, German last name that I cannot say because I just can't. And Sir Frank, if likes don't get to 250, you will make an otter cry. And Sir Frank Otter, how are you? Yeah, notice the walrus is not listed. And around here, I call her a Thunder see you next Tuesday. And I'm sorry if that see you next Tuesday word annoys people. However, I do apologize if that word gets under people's skin. However, when she laughed at my daughter, choking. I get very I don't care. Some people say why when people go low, why don't you be the bigger person? It's like when people go low, I will dig a damn hole to China. That's where we go. We go all the way to China. Because that is just how petty. Some people call it childish. I really don't care. But when you talk about my daughter, I will be as petty as I want to be. I will be as petty as I need to. And just FYI, in the Orange County lawsuit with Jeremy et al. And everybody versus Leslie Federigo's, there is no new documents. I looked while I'm opening this other. So this is the second document, number 95. Let's see. There we go. And knock it off, Blair. I accidentally, there we go. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Good morning, my dear. I gave a rib to the EMTs once, then I died for 5 minutes, then I didn't die. See, and that is an appropriate use of I died, but I didn't die. Because I've had patients tell me that all the time. In kind of a joking manner, they'll be like, I died, but I really didn't die, but I died. But I really didn't die, but I died. So I get what she was trying to say. I just think that she tried to use it as an excuse for people to feel sorry for her because of somebody else's problem. One night I had to do CPR in the ER. Oh, I had a patient that just decided to stop living on me. Yeah. You got another, Tammy? I've got all except for one, because she doesn't like me because I said that Jeremy and I weren't friends. It's not that I hate Jeremy. We're just not friends. It's just, I always equate it to like the grocery store employee. I see the same grocery store employee every time I go grocery shopping. I say hi to her. She says hi to me. She asks how my family is. I ask how her family is. But we aren't friends. We don't go out on a Friday night. We don't go to the movies. We don't go to the gym together. We're not friends. But that doesn't mean I have ill will towards her. But there was one Tammy who did not like the fact that I said that I am not friends with Jeremy. It's not an insult. It's not being rude to Jeremy. It's the truth. I have no ill will towards Jeremy. I am just not friends with Jeremy. It's just a fact of life. We are not friends. However, she did not like that. But that and the only other Tammy that doesn't like me is my mother-in-law, but we don't like her either. So, Dan Davis, thanks for the $2 super chat. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, and for those of you who are members, there is a members only stream from a year ago that goes over the whole why we're no contact with my mother-in-law. And if you want to if you want to understand why we're no contact with my mother-in-law, that's the place to see it. And Blake Rich, thanks for being a member for 2 months. We love you, Squid. Thank you so much. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. And bye, Malin. Have a good night. Oop. So you replaced a Tammy. All right. This is the trustee's application to employ and appoint counsel. And we're just going to kind of skip over this one because with verified statement by counsel, this is kind of just her doing what the counsel did and just saying, hey, I need counsel to help me with this. the document that they filed kind of go hand in hand. So trustee seeks to employ Teresa Bender, PA, under general retainer because of nature of extent of legal services required. Legal services specified above will be provided by the shareholder, Teresa Bender, at the rate of $450 per hour. Legal assistants at the rate of $125 per hour, and clerks at the rate of $95 per hour plus costs. Oh, yay. Teresa Bender, PA, represents no interest adverse to the trustee or bankruptcy estate in this matter, upon which trustee PA Bender is to be engaged. The employment of Teresa Bender, PA, will be in the best interest of the bankruptcy case. So she puts that in. Declaration and a company application by trustee to employ and appoint counsel under general retainer. Hey, three awesome dogs. How are you? And Heroes Chris, thanks for gifted 1 Squid Pro Quo memberships. I appreciate you guys. Sounds like what I'm going to be watching soon. I think it's still up. I have a bad habit of never taking any videos down. Only if I accidentally dox myself. Oh my goodness. Teresa Bender, the undersigned hereby state the following under penalty of perjury. As a condition of my employment as counsel under general retainer, that I have no connections with the debtor, creditors, or any party in the interest or their respective attorneys and accounts, other than serving as a Chapter 7 panel trustee for the Northern District of Florida. I have no connections with the United States trustee for Region 21 and or any other persons employed by the office of the trustee, dated February 2nd, 2026. So it's like, hey, by the way, how are you? Now, what everybody is here for, and I hope everybody's here for, is the Federal 2 motion for expenses incurred. Let me open this up. Whoa, why is StreamYard acting funky all of a sudden? It went all the way back up to the beginning of the chat, which was incredibly odd. Share screen, window, document 157 in Federal 2. Oh my goodness. And morning, June. How are you? Oh my goodness. All right. Motion for expenses incurred in making service and attorney's fees pursuant to Rule 4D of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Plaintiff Jeremy Hales and everybody else, by and through undersigned counsel, pursuant to 4D, hereby respectfully moves this court to award expenses incurred in making the service and attorney's fees against defendant Richard Luthmann. When doesn't StreamYard act funny? That's a good point. But it's not just StreamYard. It seems like every streaming service, Restream, StreamYard, Streamlabs, every streaming service has not been playing nice with YouTube lately. All right, June 18th, plaintiffs filed their second amended complaints. We all know this. We're going to kind of skip some of the stuff that everybody already knows. And if you are new to this case, TLDR, Randy sued everybody that decided to stick their nose into this case and basically say in a text message that they were the anti-what the Hales ecosystem. Like dumbasses. You never put that shit in writing. Dumbasses. Known as Sir Runs a Lot, not based on the size of his butt. Just saying. I had an appointment this morning when I was gone. Dakota helped herself to 4 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies. Oh, yay. But, I got nothing for that. I got nothing. But if I helped myself to 4 dozen chocolate chip cookies, my ass would be throwing up somewhere in a corner. So I hope she's doing okay. But I do have a picture to show you. This is not Sir Runs-a-Lot, but speaking of combat by trial by combat, we just going to get derailed for just a half a second, and we are going to the update to or the full DJ Radis video. The full DJ Radis video of SPQ versus BBB is going to be out on the 9th. I believe it's members only on his channel right now. However, I got sent this lovely picture this morning. That might be the best picture I've ever seen in my life. And Bruce owes me a new gavel because he broke mine, according to this picture. So that, just let everybody enjoy that for a second while I take a drink. But if I can ever get skinny enough, I am going to get these shorts because these shorts are awesome. I'm digging those shorts, the squid shorts. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh, and if you have not seen the full video or the preview video, it is on DJ Radis's channel. It's just he's got a whole bunch. He's got himself versus Stupid Dave, Jeremy and George versus JCNLP. He's got, and you don't have, and I get it, you don't have to like, but you can keep your the one thing is I don't care who people like or don't like on this channel. However, keep your dislike for people in general off my channel. That's all I ask. You can dislike or you can love whoever you want. That is your prerogative. You do you, boo-boo. However, you also don't have to love somebody's personality to admit when something is funny. And that's funny. So, it's a squid. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about clickbait either, but I can usually figure out what clickbait refers to. Yeah, I'm also dumb and I'm also cognitively impaired, so it annoys me when I have to like, especially when I want to watch a video for entertainment and now you're forcing me to like, what the hell did I click on versus what the hell did I watch? Like, you know. So, but I also think when you're talking about a legal case, clickbait is just is not a but that's just my personal opinion, and that's the thing. People can disagree with me, and that's okay. Oh yeah, and this that I keep using is called F-Balm. Oh my God, if you have not tried this, it's made in Canada. It's freaking amazing. It's tallow. I've used it. It's helping with this FU line. It's actually helping the FU line go away. All right. August 17th, Luthmann responded to the email acknowledging receipt of the waiver request, but explicitly refusing to waive service. Your purported notice is rejected in toto for all purposes, legal, media, entertainment, and other. Huh. You know? Well, that depends. Where are you loving yourself and, you know. Not made in North Korea. No, it specifically says not vegan and made in Canada. It's by a company called The Tallowed Truth. You should tell them you show it on here, sponsor. I've been using it for like a week now. And I use it as I use it everywhere. I use it as a nail cuticle oil too. I've used it as a face moisturizer, and honestly, a little goes a long way. And I've even used it on my skin tears because, I do CrossFit and I was hanging from a bar yesterday and tore the crap out of my hand. And I've been using it on that and it's works for the calluses too. I'm like, I have not reached out to them because I never thought about it because I'm not that kind of grifty person. But I just tell y'all what I'm using because a lot of people yeah, I've heard tallow is brilliant. I've never used it before, but this is the first time and I bought it and I was like, let me try it. It's got tallow, honey, and frankincense, but not a lot of frankincense, just enough to cover up the beef smell. Prior to sending the waiver request, plaintiff had already made numerous unsuccessful attempts to serve Luthmann at multiple addresses. Skipping those. Process server Robert Goldsmith affidavit, August 17th, concluded that despite diligent efforts and multiple investigative approaches, I was unable to personally serve the defendant. Based on totality of evidence, including avoidance behavior and vague statements made publicly by the defendant, I believe defendant is intentionally evading service, document 115. On August 4th, plaintiff attempted to substitute service by leaving a copy of the summons and complaint with Luthmann's stepmother. Upon information and belief, defendant Luthmann registered a motor vehicle using that address. I use Crisco on a regular basis. I mean, this is food grade, but it's in beef tallow, but no, I don't smell like a steak. It kind of smells more like honey and frankincense. I don't smell like a steak. But I have not gone outside in the woods with tallow on. You never know what you might attract. But we have beef tallow, we have pork tallow in my fridge. Because whenever Mr. Squid smokes something, ribs, most likely pork butt is when he gets a lot of tallow. But he will, castor oil is best for your face. It removes so much. My wife is addicted to it. Her stretch marks from her 3 kids are gone. Try castor oil and give it a try. There is a company called Third Layer that I want to try their castor oil. I really do. And hi, B-Rad for real. How are you? Dan Davis, thanks for the $5 super chat. My theme song would be on Too Sexy for my shirt. How many started singing it? I use, for the little, sometimes I use coconut oil as her moisturizer. But, whatever works, right? And Pickle Tank, thanks for becoming a new member. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I forgot to unstar it. So I want to make sure I didn't forget. Ugh. On September 29th, plaintiff filed a motion to declare valid service of process of entry. October 30th, his court issued an order which, among other things, denied without prejudice plaintiff's request for service costs under 42, stating plaintiffs may refile a motion seeking such costs after defendant Luthmann has been served. December 29th, plaintiff effectuated substitute service on defendant Luthmann pursuant to Florida statutes these two by serving the Florida Department of State Division of Corporations as defendant's agent for service of process. Just be careful with all the oils on skin due to its clogging capabilities. Yes, I used to teach skincare. I was wrong. I just Googled it, and I guess a Canadian company can sponsor a YouTuber based in the USA. Oh, interesting. There's tallow companies in Texas too. This was the first one that I found. I just like the name of it too. F-bomb. Like that sounds like something that sounds like me. Doesn't that sound like my personality summed up in a, doesn't that sound like my personality summed up in a moisturizer? When defendant located within the United States fails without good cause To sign and return a waiver requested by a plaintiff, the court must impose on the defendant the expenses later incurred in making service and the reasonable expenses, including attorney's fees, of any motion required to collect the service expenses. This makes sense. And I'm so glad that Randy filed this, and I'm really hoping the judge gets his head out of his butt and just goes, yep. Like, yep, here we go. There we go. Keyword must. Yes. USCS Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 4 state that good cause does not include a belief that the lawsuit is groundless or that has been brought in an improper venue or that the court has no jurisdiction over the matter or over the defendant or defendant's property. Defendant Luthmann has not shown good cause for his failure to return the waiver of service. In fact, his actions demonstrate a deliberate attempt to evade service, as evidenced by his refusal of the mailed request and his taunting of plaintiffs on YouTube about not being served. Only thing that, like I said, my petty ass would have done, and this is where being petty might be appropriate, is putting a clip and a YouTube link, hyperlink of him saying that, just repetitive, just adding like, hey, by the way, judge, remember that? It's right here. You don't have to go searching for it. It's right here. Like, As a result of defendant Luthmann's failure to waive service, plaintiff have incurred the following expenses. Oh, here we go. In attempting to effectuate service, South Florida Legal Services of Naples, $165. Naples Private Investigative Services, LLC, $1,500. Y'all wanted to know how much Jeremy has spent in legal expenses. Here's a little insight. Eugene Griffin, G-Man Private Investigation and Process Server, $610. Accurate Services, Serve of Gainesville, $174. Total, $2,450.04. That is just trying to serve Luthmann. That is not filing motions for Luthmann. That is just trying to serve him. If his YouTube video is still up. Well, the thing about it, though, is if you make it private, it's still up. You can share the link to it. It's just private. You can still share the link to it. So if Jeremy had the link to it before, or somebody clipped it, because clips are forever. Once they're downloaded, clips are forever. Yeah, 500K now I heard. Well, what I meant by that is like, here's just a little insight on like how much things cost. Not a total of Jeremy's costs, but like just attempts to serve. I'm assuming Accurate Serve of Gainesville was only one attempt to serve. $174 for one attempt. Like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That shows you how much Luthmann is irrelevant and doesn't matter to me, because I don't care. He only matters in the context of this. But like South Florida Legal Services of Naples, $165. $165 for one attempt. Like, like you can see, additionally, plaintiffs have incurred attorney's fees in preparing and filing this motion. Argument 4D requires defendant to avoid unnecessary expenses of serving a summons. This rule specifically provides that if a defendant located in the U.S. fails without good cause to sign and return a waiver of service requested by a plaintiff, the court must impose on the defendant the expenses later incurred in making the service, and the reasonable expenses, including attorney's fees, of any motion required to collect those service expenses. Luthmann is located in the U.S., as evidenced by court filings in the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida, listing his address in Naples and his email response to plaintiff's waiver request. Defendant Luthmann failed to return a signed waiver of service as requested by plaintiffs on August 17th. Instead, he explicitly rejected and request and demanded strict compliance with FRCP Rule 4. Defendant Luthmann has not shown good cause for his failure to waive service. No, his good cause was he wanted YouTube content. And he wanted to cost Jeremy money. I mean, let's be honest here. Because their only content, and some people's only content, is talking about other people. Okay, scratch that. Because my content is talking about other people, but just a lot of other people in a lot of various cases. However, his only content is talking about Jeremy. Let's be honest. Does this man have any original thoughts? I'm just, Well, I hope you do. And I hope you live well beyond this trial. All right. His email response rejecting the waiver request did not provide a legitimate reason for refusing to waive service, but rather demonstrated a deliberate intent to increase plaintiff's burden and expenses in effectuating service. The process server affidavits and other evidence demonstrate that Luthmann was actively evading service, which further supports the conclusion that his refusal to waive service was without good cause. Court's orders of October 30th, 2025 recognize that plaintiff may seek service costs under FRCP 42 after defendant Luthmann has been served. Luthmann has been served through substitute service as evidenced by the return of substitute service of process filed with this court, and the clerk has entered a default against him. I wasn't going to go there. Was not going to go there, but it sounds like, it sounds like he got a little too close to Bubba. He wants to go back. All right, conclusion, Luthmann failed to return the waiver of service. Good faith. And then the seal, which I'm not showing because Hey, Denise. All right. So that is all we got today. We actually made it through 3 documents in an hour and a half. What the hell? They were shorter documents. However, we still made it through. We got through everything that was important. There's no new documents in Fed 1, and I don't think last time I checked, there was any new documents in Fed 3. Fed 3, it is a federal case, is the Jeremy versus Rex Owen thing. Yeah, amazing what I can do when I still get, in the Orange County case with Jeremy, there has been nothing from anybody since November 9th. I did check that. There is nothing new in any other case. I gave all the documents that I could find, or all the new documents that I could find. Let's see, Hales v. Owen. So let's go 10. I'm looking again at Hales v. Owen just in case, and I don't think there was. There's just appeal instructions and notice case number for notice of appeal in the third civil or the third federal case. And yes, it is a federal case. It is filed in federal court. It is on PACER, therefore it's a federal case. So that is all I have for updated documents in this. Runs the yeah, no. Spawn Troopers had an obsession with Batman ever since he did a 6-hour stream and he went off on a Batman tangent for like an hour. You know. So I am going to see if there's anywhere that we can go. There's still 227 people here and only 177 likes. Can we get that up to like 200? Is that so much to ask for? Am I yeah. Owens went to appeal. It will take months since appellate court's so backed up. Speaking of appellate courts, I am still trying to get us up or get Sarah Boone's. We're still waiting on Sarah Boone's appeal. God forbid that chick. Tomorrow, well, we have a couple of options, and I'm still not sure what I want to do because there's long options. There's Tyler Robinson's hearing from yesterday or February 3rd, 2 days ago. Or there's the start of the Georgia versus Edric Faust, a cold case. We're going to go through those documents because I did post in a community post a link to Flash Fans Discord. He is streaming the Georgia versus Faust court case and the actual trial on his Discord server. So, yeah, Boone's appeal is going to be crazy. Oh, and if you haven't heard any Sarah Boone updates, if you go to Jumpsuit Pablo's channel, he has some of her jail phone calls. Sarah Boone's a little racist bitch. Did not see that one coming, but she's been a little not so nice. Not like we thought she was the nicest person ever, but she's been a little, yeah. Keep in mind, Florida appeal hearings in Florida are publicly streamed live. Yes, I do have the appellate. I have a whole tab here, and I do have Florida's appellate case information system as a tab, as a bookmark. That's a man. Spawner and a naked hit the tallow on the floor, slipping and sliding by yelling back. Oh my God. And on that note, we're going to look for somewhere where we can send you guys, because I think Mo in the Deep End is live, and I'm going to go. Broken Science is live. Hey, everybody's got upcoming lives, but nobody's live right now? What are we talking about? How is nobody live right now? Captain Kern, are you going live soon? Broken Baker has a stream scheduled for 11:30 tonight. 30 minutes, Spawn Trooper going live. Does he have it set up? Because his thing did not come up. Spawn Trooper. Whoop. Sometimes YouTube and this redirect is like very, very, Coop has a stream set up, but it's not till tomorrow. Like, nobody has anything set up that's coming up. I don't know. He was live earlier. Yeah, of course I missed it. I didn't get any notifications for your stream. That's the crappy part of YouTube. Nobody is live. All right. Well, you guess what? You get to go into the wide, wide world. Sarah Boone's appellate attorney has filed for another extension. Yeah, her extension was due. I thought it was due, like the original extension was due like today or yesterday, somewhere in this week. All waiting Ohio court. It's fine. All right, y'all go off into the YouTube abyss. I'm sending you off in your own little worlds. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate you. I hope to see you on some of my non-What the Hale streams because, y'all, we talk about some things on this channel that get a little we talk about some things on this channel that are a little hard to talk about, which is one of the reasons that we make fun of stupid people on this channel, is because we talk about things like yesterday we talked about Lake and Riley and her killer is wanting another trial and had a god-awful witness. We made fun of that witness because, we talk about some tough things on this channel, but this is why we have streams like Monday. Oh yeah, Monday we'll be back with another episode of Lips versus the World, airing out all of Lips's dirty laundry that she put into the public record. Keeping going on Lips versus the World and Lips versus the Florida Bar. So join me for that if you don't join me for anything else. And Saturday night, I will be on with Shane Reynolds from Southern Paranormal. I will be over on his channel Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you guys on another one. Bye.